Hydrogen is the world's hope against climate change. More and more countries are investing billions of dollars in projects dedicated to hydrogen energy. There are plans for hydrogen-run cars, of replacing fossil fuels with the abundantly found gas. But what if we told you that hydrogen itself can trigger global warming if not handled correctly? In a recently published report, scientists have warned that hydrogen, if leaked into the air, can contribute to climate change just like carbon. They say that it all depends on how the clean fuel is used, produced, and transported. If hydrogen leaks into the air, it will not trap heat directly. Instead, it sets off a chain of reaction that makes the air warm, thereby serving as an indirect greenhouse gas. The other thing is, as compared to carbon, hydrogen does not stay in the atmosphere for long. But the catch here is that over 20 years, it has 33 times more warming potential as compared to an equal amount of carbon dioxide. What this means is that hydrogen has a significant short-term warming potential. Alongside, scientists say there is no need to raise an alarm. These scenarios are possible when the gas is not handled properly. They say that we do not need to give up on hydrogen yet, and instead focus on producing, transporting, and using the gas in a proper way that minimizes the leaks to utilize hydrogen's heat-trapping potential. There are a few cons, but when compared to the long list of pros, hydrogen is an investment we can look at. For example, in case of a leak, its impact is far less than that of fossil fuel emissions. Hydrogen has great advantages as a fuel. If you burn it in a turbine, it will generate power, but without the deadly carbon dioxide. If it is run through a fuel cell, then the only byproduct left is water vapor. And with us on the broadcast this minute for more on this is Oleksiy Pazyuk from Western Ukraine. He is an energy expert at CEE Bankwatch Network. Thanks very much for being here with us. What is your assessment of this study? How do you view the findings?
Yes, well, this is kind of a new thing because we are trying to assess how much the hydrogen can have impact if we replace like fossil fuels with it. And this is, of course, brings another view of where we are. But I think we should start somewhere else. I think we have to understand that we should treat hydrogen not as a source of energy, but as the way to store energy. Because you basically don't have a place where you can go and dig or collect hydrogen on its own. So that makes hydrogen a solution in the places where we cannot use other sources of energy, of renewable energy directly. So basically, hydrogen has a potential mostly at the places where you cannot electrify some processes. So when you compare, for example, when you think about hydrogen in the car, on the car, you can actually have electricity unless the car is not situated somewhere where it's difficult to build a kind of a station to get to electricity grid. So yeah, I think this is the key. And then the next thing which comes is how you produce hydrogen. So the idea is that when we come to the 100% renewable future, and there will be places where you cannot connect to electricity grid which comes from renewable, then you can produce something which they would call a green hydrogen. So something which is used where renewable electricity is used to produce. But today, most of the hydrogen, or the cheapest way to produce hydrogen, is actually from fossil gas. So in that sense, it doesn't make much sense because then you have to, again, get the wells and collect fossil gas to produce hydrogen.
Right. So hydrogen has been hailed as the holy grail of containing global warming by providing green energy. So do we need more research to allay such fears and concerns?
No, I think the issue is somewhere else. The issue is to understand how much it's really needed, because we also have to understand that when you produce hydrogen from electricity, for example, you spend more energy to produce it than you can recover. Also, hydrogen, it has, it's a gas, so it's a big volumes. It's difficult to store. So to store it somehow, you need to put pressure to put it in the smaller volume. And for that, you also need energy. So the way of how much energy you put to produce hydrogen and how much you can recover raises the issue why to do that, because there are alternative ways how you can store energy from electricity. You can have a pump storage plant, right? Or you can have a battery. So it comes down to identifying where are those places and how much you really need. I think there is part of the push which we see for hydrogen relies in the fact that as the world is in the process of getting rid of fossil fuel and natural gas in particularly, you have the whole infrastructure built around that. Yeah, you have pipelines for natural gas, you have, liquefied gas tankers. And then I think industry is looking for the ways how to utilize it. And then you come with this idea, okay, we can have hydrogen there instead of natural gas. But it cannot automatically work like that because, again, you need a bigger pressure to deal with it. You need extra effort to liquefy gas. And also, the question is where and when we will have so much of renewable energy to produce it.
Right. Alexei, thanks very much for helping us better understand the concerns surrounding what has emerged and what the way forward really is as far as hydrogen is concerned. We're leaving it there for the moment.
Have a good day.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.